So on page. Yes. You know what? Yeah, good. No, good question. My personal opinion is that they don't really matter as much as they used to. They used to, in the back in the day, when SEO writing, SEO copywriting was big, that was the thing, right? All the meta. So you do the title, the meta, you cram in. See, the reason why, this is really simplifying this whole topic, but the reason why is because people try to cram in 20 keywords. And you got to remember that in reality is only 1 or 2 keywords can really make sense for a page, right? When you're trying to be relevant, right, and give good quality searches or good quality pages for a search, if you have 20 keywords, some of them are relevant, some of them are not. So Google's done a good job of saying, you know what, just be relevant. So they don't weigh that as much as they used to. Okay? Does that answer your question? Now, a lot of people will not necessarily agree with me, but, on page. So the things you can do to optimize on page, really this revolves content. Here's a quick quote from Dwayne Forrester, who I met a couple months ago. So this guy is, again, kind of like the guru down at the Bing. Show me the content, love, and I'm much more likely to rank you. So content. Now when I say content, I'm speaking about text, but I'm also speaking about images and video, because I know that's important in your industry. And there's ways to optimize that as well. But obviously, the content that you're placing on your site, it has to be based on keyword research. Well, it should. Obviously, it's got to be HTML. It has to be able to be read by the search engines so that they can index. That's the bottom line there. This is my opinion, but 250 words per page or more. Again, this is more of a conversion thing. We're all busy, right? So whether it's a landing page, your property listing, an article that's going to talk about why it's great to rent in this area, you don't have time to read 500, 600, 1,000 words. 250 words. So really, that's just more of a conversion thing. Publishing new content frequently. Search engines love content. That's really the bottom line there. Don't use or re-steal. Don't steal or reuse from other sources. Okay? So blogs. Again, I talked about this a bit earlier. Obviously, the point is to get people to your listing, get people to call you. But, it's really, again, about converting. So if there are other pages on your site that are useful to people and that people find before your listings, you might be able to convert them or push them to your listings through something like a blog. Okay? A blog could be used to pre-sell a tenant, but it also could be used to keep in touch, to create loyalty for that tenant as well. So from an SEO standpoint, it's good, but also from a marketing standpoint, it's good. Let's forget about the word blog. It's just a way to create ongoing content that's a little less formal so that you can create relationships. There's one more thing. Yeah, so just to give you an example. So this is our blog. This is just the latest. But obviously these are called to actions. So these could be your listings. These here, tags, they're optimized for certain keywords that we want when people are searching for. We want our blog or certain articles to show up. Off page. Off page is probably more and more, it's getting to be the most important. Google's almost working like a voting machine. The more links you get from a site, the more links that you get from authoritative sources, Google goes, well, this person obviously knows what they're talking about within a certain keyword. So if the keyword is apartments for rent, and there's 100 sites linking back within that anchor text, and linking back to your site, you're going to rank. You're going to begin to climb the ranks for that particular keyword. This is really basic stuff here in terms of where to start. Google Places, great place to start, and I'll show you an example. Social media. The trouble with social media, though, is that it's tricky because obviously you want to put, if you have videos, you want to put your videos on YouTube. A lot of people have been talking about that, but there are sometimes it's hard to get link backs from, say, Facebook. Sometimes it's a matter of them repurposing your content on a blog, which it's a technical thing. It's some sites they basically tell Google not to follow a link. So, but it's good because if your information's out there, it's getting repurposed. There's more of a chance that it's going to get linked back. But I mean, YouTube, Google Places, things that you can control, other directories within your industry. I mean, this stuff takes work. Okay, again, it's not a silver bullet. So again, secret weapon number 2. We did this for a client. We put her information. These are certain keywords that we put in. Obviously, it's a Google property. And Google Places just allows you to give some information about your business, map, etc. Real basic stuff, but you know what? It's a link back from Google, and you own it. So, I mean, why wouldn't you do it, right? Easy stuff. This is what it would show up in a search result. So, we've optimized this particular client for these words. So if you looked up here, if you did a search for here, this is her site. She's ranking probably 1 or 2 for these keywords. But there's the map, and here's her place page. So obviously, if they don't click to their site and they click here for information, she's going to get traffic either way. Okay, we're kind of nearing the end here. You guys have done a really good job being real quiet. Okay, some simple metrics. Again, these aren't the only metrics, but there's just certain things that you can start tracking to either get buy-in or just the time and money that you've spent, seeing if you've done a good job. So just track total organic visits to your site. Instead of looking at ranking, start to track the visits. That's the basics. Track cost per organic visit. So divide your budget if you've got one. You can always look at your time as well as your budget. And divide that by the amount of organic visits you get. Okay, so really this is about what? Cost per acquisition, cost per lead. Okay? And obviously cost per conversion through the number of total organic visits that actually convert. And that's the most important in this one. So it's really about over time getting those reduced. Okay? Again, tracked by analytics. So quick example, and then we'll take some Q&A. Because I just want to show you how easy this is, but I think the most important thing that I want you to understand is that you're not going to go back and do a couple of things and think you're going to get there. It really take up to, at least a good year of this stuff to see results. So a client site actually converted, but it wasn't, in her mind, wasn't getting enough traffic. So what did we do? We did a bit of both. We did basically a search engine marketing campaign with a bit of pay-per-click and SEO. We did the basics that we talked about, the keyword research, the page title and essentially the tags, using those keywords that we found. We did a little on-page. We revised her site using those keywords. We did off-page. All we really did was we then took those keywords and started link building through Google Places and a few directories for her particular industry, which was law. That's all we did. Okay? What was that? Tyler, thank you. Good night, everybody. So results. 600% increase in revenues from pay-per-click. Obviously, we increased her conversions, but we were able to actually track back on her revenue as well. 200% increase in revenues from organic search. And this is the most important because it really talks about the commitment that she made. Okay? We're not the only ones who can do this for clients. There are lots of people out there that do search, but it's the commitment that she made. She actually did. She's been committed to SEO and SEM for 2 years. We just took her account over a year ago. 1 year ROI of $50 in revenue for every dollar she spent in organic SEO services. So the takeaway here is if you're going to do this stuff, you're going to see results, but listen, it's going to take time. And there's a full case study on our site for those of you who are interested. This is just a quick review of your plan. First place I'd start, build your team. Figure out who on your team you've got, then acquire those people that can help you build out your SEO campaign. And just remember, obviously, stop obsessing about the rankings. Just build your site for users, not only for search engines. Thanks, guys.